to spend here in Utah for the offseason?
I've been in Utah about a month now. Altogether, obviously on and off, trying to move all my stuff from the East Coast over here and just get acclimated to the city. So about a month.
What's it like to be in a new and different spot?
It's refreshing. In some ways, I feel like a rookie again. Getting to meet new staff, new teammates, just a new environment. Just the process of setting up, where to live and just getting myself together in a new city just, brought me back a lot of memories. So it's refreshing, and I'm just ready to get started.
I know you don't identify with Utah, and obviously you didn't grow up here, but it's...
No, you can't. Don't say that. I do identify with Utah.
Okay. But knowing that you were born here, was this kind of like a full circle moment, or any irony in that?
No, a lot of irony. If for anybody that didn't know, I'm a military kid, and I was born on the Air Force Base in Layton, a few minutes up the street. So very cool to me to be back here in the way I am. I've always dreamed of being an NBA player, and being born here and now being able to, in a way, come back home and play for the Jazz, put the Jazz jersey on my chest is special. I think it's unique, and I'm trying to make the most out of it.
Being a military kid, what's the best place, I guess, you lived or kind of grew up at? What was your favorite, or one of the tops?
My favorite place is probably Tacoma, Washington. I lived in Lakewood for like 8 years. Lakewood, Washington, for anybody who's familiar with the state of Washington. And, that was where me and my mom spent, most of our time, just me and her together on the military base. And me growing up there, I found my passion for basketball. And I was able to just find myself as a young kid. But I had a chance to grow up in Guam, Turkey, lived in the Virgin Islands for, I think it was a year and a half with my grandmother, moved to Florida, and then Washington. So very well-traveled kid, and very appreciative of my mom, doing what she did to help raise her son. Excuse me, I'm a little out of breath here. I'm still getting used to the altitude.
Are you looking forward to that Seattle game then?
I'm sorry?
Are you looking forward to that Seattle game then?
Definitely. The Pacific Northwest is home for me, so I have a lot of coaches and whatnot that I'll come see. I went to play in the Jamal Crawford Crossover League, and it was sort of the same environment and vibe there, so I'm hoping to recreate that on a bigger scale.
Do you feel like the unique thing about the NBA is it's 15 guys with no connection put in a room, and you somehow have to figure it out? Do you feel like living in all these places and having to constantly change your environment as a kid has helped you in that sense in the NBA?
Definitely. I would always tell anybody asking about my past that I don't necessarily have a home base or a hometown, as I was traveling all around as a kid, and that obviously made me have to be more outgoing, and just caused me to find new friends at a younger age, and just learn how to detach, but also keep those relationships and those good memories, keep them in a positive place, right? Because obviously if you don't talk to somebody, or you're not in the same place anymore, it doesn't take away the good experiences that you've had. So definitely using that here in the locker room with the coaches and with everybody. I try to just be myself.
What's it been like acclimating to this new team? Has there been anyone in particular you kind of reached out to or kind of had a chance to bond with thus far?
I'd say the biggest person that I've bonded with so far is Chris Dunn, because obviously we had a chance to play together in Atlanta, and he's sort of been my closest friend, my brother. Next to that, I'd say Laurie. Laurie texted me right away as soon as the trade went down. He texted me and told me he appreciated me being here, and he decided to play with me. Developed a great relationship with Coach so far, and all of the guys really, I'm not trying to force it, but I'm just trying to, again, be me and let the relationships build how they will.
Getting a chance to play with Laurie, obviously you guys came in the league around the same time, and Walker. What are you looking forward to most of all, being a part of that front court?
I'd say more than anything, again, playing with some really good bigs, some really skilled bigs. I haven't really, I would say, up until this point in my career, played with bigs that can do what they do. Walker being so tall, being so skilled, and obviously being an elite shot blocker already. And Lowry, we've seen what he's done, proven all-star. We know he can get a bucket and create, and be a focal point in this league. So I'm really excited to play with those two guys. The spacing, our height, our versatility is exciting to me. And we haven't had too much of a chance to get it done, but obviously it's what training camp is for, and I'm just excited.
Last year, the Jazz were pretty low in picks and very high in off-ball screens. Atlanta was very low in off-ball screens and very high in picks. How does this change for you, and what does it mean for your game?
I'm hoping it means a lot of good things. As you said, coming into a different offense, Coach Will, he emphasizes a different way of basketball here, and I'm just excited that for me, the way that I move and the energy that I play with on the court, I feel like it will be rewarded in the best way. Obviously, going out there and trying to, give my 100% my all, but just watching what Coach has done and been able to do with this group, I'm excited to come in and be hopefully a vocal point and help this team out as much as I can.
What do you think the potential is for the Jazz in this Western Conference this season?
For me, I always say at least playoffs. I'm shooting as high as possible. I don't like, thinking about coming up short. So I'm saying for us, at least a playoff berth for us is showing that we're progressing and going in the right direction. And, I want that Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of the day. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm playing this game for. So I'm going to go out and every day and try to attack, the other squad and do my job as best as I can to get that. But right now, I'd say for us just, improving, getting to the playoffs and getting some experience is good for us.
Has anything surprised you integrating into this organization?
I'd say the one thing that has surprised me is the lack of ego in here. It's refreshing, to have a group of guys that truly emphasize playing team basketball and that want to do so. It's nice for me to see and exciting for me to be around, and that helps me wake up in the morning motivated to go play.
I know the league has moved away from traditional positions, but it seems like there's an opportunity maybe to get some minutes at the backup five here. Is that something you're comfortable doing? Have you done that a whole lot in your career?
No, definitely. I played the five in college for pretty much my entire career. I was the biggest kid in high school on my high school team, so of course I was relegated to the five-man spot, and I've had to change my game and how I play in the NBA to be able to play both 4 and 5, and hopefully maybe one day I can stretch out to the 3, continue to develop my game, but I do pride myself on being versatile and being able to play different positions, again, just to help the team out in whichever way is needed in that moment.
What does it take for rookies to gain the confidence and trust of teammates? Especially like someone like Keontae, for example. Like, as a distributor and playmaker, how do you get the veterans on an NBA team to trust that a 19-year-old kid is ready to kind of carry that torch?
Well, so you gotta put some pressure on him in the best way. Empower him, but also hold him accountable. Allow him to hold me accountable. Right? That's who I am. But really, just giving him just any tips or any areas that I feel like he can help him. Not overdoing it, right? But letting him know that somebody's here to help him. But again, to also empower him and to try to just show him the right way, how to stay in this league, how to stick around. It's an unforgiving league. Spit you right out. So I'll be doing my best with Tay, Bryce, and Taylor to try to just give them as much advice as I can to help them stay around as long as they can.
I guess along those lines, what do you come into the season looking to prove? Obviously, you were at a level where you were viewed as a near all-star. Obviously, things kind of, for whatever reason, things didn't wind up going that way your last few years in Atlanta. Where are you at mentally in those terms coming into the season?
Yeah, I don't think I'm necessarily trying to prove anything to anybody in particular. I feel like I play the game of basketball at a high level, and I'm just hoping for a little bit of space and opportunity to go do that, which I feel like coaches obviously let me know that there will be space and opportunity for me to go earn what it is that I want on the court, and try to just do that in the best way possible without forcing or, trying to force my agenda on anybody. But I'm really just proving back to myself that this is what I do, and just to keep it pushing, to keep being a professional, keep trying to win games, keep continuing to be a competitor. That's really the only thing I think about.
Is it, watching you from afar, and only seeing you twice a year, right? But watching you afar, it's been confusing. Has it been confusing for you?
Can you be more specific in how you mean confusing?
Either both in the way your game was, how you were used evolved, or also like where your skills, like things you did. Like I'm not, like if someone asks me honestly, and we don't know each other, but I'm like pretty much a basketball junkie. Like if someone asks me your game right now, I'm not sure anymore. Like I don't know.
Well, yeah, and that was part of, you know, I feel like who I am as a player going into Atlanta and being able to sort of adjust my game to what was being asked of me that year. And I feel like I did as best job as I could, from being a roller, from being a 5-man, to being a rim runner, to being a roller. You know, I tried to do everything I could to continue to stay effective and productive. And sometimes things just don't work out for whatever reason. I felt like I was doing a damn good job, but, you know, when your usage rate drops lower than it was in your rookie year, you know, I mean, that tells me a lot. So I didn't try to, you know, think about it too much. I just tried to go out there and play basketball in a way that I could help affect my team, even though that wasn't the way that I've been used and been asked to play in previous years. And, you know, that's just the way the league works sometimes. So I went back into the lab this summer and tried to just get better and try to be prepared for everything. So
Just kind of piggybacking off of that, where do you assess your 3-point shooting? You know, just specifically, it kind of took a dip. Can you get back to that 35, 36, 37% range? And, you know, just what are thoughts on that?
no, damn right I can. It's just a matter of, again, having that time, space, and opportunity to play. You know, I definitely believe in myself, being able to shoot the ball, but again, you know, when your role changes from, you know, not shooting as many threes to, you know, adjusting to shooting a lot more threes, there is an adjustment period for that. And again, I went back into the lab and worked on my game and trying to do my best to be as effective as I can. But I'm definitely going to shoot the hell out of the ball. You know, that's all I think about doing, is making every shot I can. So.
You mentioned knowing Chris Dunn.
KD, my doggy.
I mean, he's fighting for a spot on this team. He's on a non-guaranteed deal, and so, I mean, what can you tell us about him and what you've seen from him over the years?
Man, that dude is 1,000%, 100,000% heart, man. You know, just, you know, I've always admired his game from college to when he was in Chicago doing his thing, and, you know, the defensive tenacity that he plays with, the leadership qualities that he brings to the locker room, and honestly, just who he is as a person. You know, we've connected since day one, and, you know, I don't have anything bad things to say about that guy. And whenever we get in between those lines, he's got my back. He's got everybody's back, and he's another winner that's gonna do whatever he can to win. And again, I love his defensive tenacity and energy that always motivates me when I'm out there on the court. So, you know, again, NBA is a business and stuff happens, but I'm praying for KD, best for him and for all the guys.
Do you have the Atlanta game circled on your calendar, or do you have like a just another game mindset?
No, it's definitely circled on the calendar, for sure. Going to sleep thinking about what I'm gonna do when I get down there.